All right, so this is just a tutorial in order to make the HTML doc for the second assignment in the Web Design 1 degree. Basically, you need to make a series of pages to describe your hobby. I'm going to do it in the quickest way possible. So first things first, if you're on a Mac, obviously open TextEdit. If you're on a PC, I would suggest opening WordPad. Obviously, I'm on a PC. So I'm just going to go ahead and open up WordPad. All right, so I'm just going to minimize this so it fits inside the screen. Yeah, so you can see it as much as possible. All right, there we go. And I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. Okay, so first things first, we're just going to go right down the line. We're going to make your typical, actually, even before we do this, we're going to be using that in a second. But first things first, we got to make our folder structure that we're going to keep everything in, okay? So I'm going to do new folder. And I'm just going to call this last name underscore hobby, okay? Because that's just the name of the web page that I'm making. That's how you probably should name yours as well. I'm going to open up that folder, and it went off screen, so let me grab it. Inside of that folder, I'm going to, for now, just make one other folder, which is going to hold images, okay? So images. And inside of that, I'm going to place my sample image. So just give me 1 second while I find an image, see if I have one on here. I guess I have this PNG, so I'm just going to plop this in there. Doesn't really have any relevance. So just put some sort of picture in there. Whatever picture you're going to be using, they're going to always go in those images folder, okay? And all of your HTMLs that you make will also be in here. Okay, so I'm going to open WordPad back up here. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just start making it the appropriate way. So first things first, I'm just going to declare this as a doc type, HTML, and that just says that, hey, this is a HTML5 doc. Then I'm going to say the HTML doc starts here, and it's going to end eventually here. Okay, got to put my closing tag. All right, like so. All right. Then after that, I got to put the head on there, and that's all the stuff that you don't see. Okay, so head, and I'm just going to go ahead and put the closing tag there as well. Okay, keep doing that. Put the closing tag there as well, and inside of that, for now, all I really care about is I'm just going to put the title, and I'm going to say Cone's Hobby. Okay, and that's a super awesome. Then I'll put my closing title in there. Okay, so that got that, and that's the head. So that's the stuff that's going to show up at the title bar. But actually what you're going to see is going to be in the body, right? So I'm going to go ahead and put the body here and do the closing body, all right? So everything that's inside of this will be what we actually see. Right off the bat, I would just put, we're going to tab in, and I'm just doing H1, and we're going to call this Cone's Hobbies, even though, or hobby, just so that it has some sort of title. Okay, so an H1 gives it a title, and then I'll just put a paragraph in there, and I'll say I like to draw stuff and make web pages. I started drawing when I was little and was bad at it. Okay, we're gonna say that's a paragraph. Beautiful. So, oops, gotta put the closing, the /. Okay, so if I go ahead and say, okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and save this. I'm just gonna do Control S, or you just go up here, but I'm just gonna Control S, or it's Command S if you're on a Mac. I'm gonna go to the desktop, and I'm just gonna find where that folder is. So Cone Hobby, and I'm gonna name this index, because this is my homepage.html. Okay, and it's saying that whatever is the format. Okay, so now if you were to look in here, you can see if I double click on it, again it went off screen. You can see Cone's Hobby like to draw stuff. Okay, so that's working properly. That's great. Okay, now what we're going to do is actually make a link to another page. So to do that, let's actually just make a new document. So I'm just going to go new, and in this one it's going to be the same thing as the last one, right? So actually I'm going to open up that previous one, and I'm just gonna kind of copy it, Control C, and then do new. All right, and then I'm gonna do Control V, so I just have the same setup instead of having to type it twice. This one though, I'll say you know, history of drawing. Okay, so it's gonna be about the history of drawing, and then I'm just gonna put the same thing for the title, history of drawing. Beautiful. Okay. And then the paragraph B, I'll just write, people have been drawing for a long time. Okay, it's really informative history. All right, so I got that. Now, what I need to do is I'm gonna put a picture in this, okay? And I'm just gonna use my signature because that's just what I grabbed because I didn't prep for this properly. So to do that, I'm just going to make a new element. I'm gonna tab it in, and it's gonna be excuse me, a img, so image. Okay, then I need a source. Okay, and the source is going to be, so equal images, because that's the folder that I saved it in, / and then I think it was signature was the name of it, and signature dot png. Okay, so I have to put the PNG. Yours might be a JPEG. It could be a GIF. It could be whatever file format. Usually those are the three you should be doing, but that's got to be there in order for that to read. And then I will put the end of that, I guess, space / boom. Okay, and then we will do a back button as well. So I'm actually going to do this, even though it's not proper. I'm going to put a break. Okay, just going to put an extra space in there, and then I'm going to say I'm going to make an href. Okay, equal to, and that's going to be just the actual index. Okay, index.html, because that's where it's going. This is going to be a button that says go there, and then it's actually just going to say back. That's what's going to show to the user, and then a. Okay, and then I'll just do Control S. It's going to want me to save it, and I'm going to save this as drawing history.html, and hit save. It's going to give me that weird thing again. I'm going to hit yes. All right. Now, if I go onto here, well, let's go ahead, and now I know what the name of this one is. I'm going to add that to my other one. So I'm just going to go File, Open to Index, the last one we did, and I'm just going to add a link to that so that you can go there from here. So I'm going to do the same thing I did last time where I add a break. Okay, and then I'm just going to do an ahref equal to, and this was, what was it? Drawing history, I think it was. Drawing history. History.html. I did write HTML on the last one, didn't I? So that, and then I will just write drawing history so people know where they're going. A, boom, Control S. So now, if I were to look, and so Control S just means save, obviously. If I go to look at this and I double click on the web page, it'll say Cohen's hobby. I like to draw stuff and whatever. Drawing history, because that's what I put inside of here, and it's going to go to this web page that I made because that was the name of it. And then I click on that, and it says history of drawing, what I wrote. This is the picture that I had put, and if I click back, it goes back to the previous page. All right, and that's all there's to it. I know it went kind of fast. It's just because I have to do this one at a time limit or my screen capture runs out. So that'd be it. All right, good luck.